What's up, YouTube? Red Hoover from Rants here. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. All right, so today I'm going to be kind of talking about a broad topic. I'm going to be talking about when it comes to live action adaptations, just how much should the show's creator or movie creator actually go about taking liberties when it comes from the source material? Should they adapt it fully from the books or the anime or the cartoon? Or should they take on their own personal liberties, make their own little story about it? Now, this kind of varies from show to show, from movie to movie. Um, and I'm not completely set on one or the other. I'm not completely set on adapting it fully or creating your own story. I do tend to go more towards creating your own story to a certain extent. I really do. And I'll tell you the reason why is because I feel like when you are doing a live action adaptation of something, and you're basing it off of a book, take A Song of Ice and Fire when it comes to Game of Thrones. I feel like you're not going to be able, because of the screenwriting process and the amount of times and the amount of episodes that you'll have on a show, you're not going to be able to adapt everything. And so if you can't adapt everything and you can't do it justice in that way, then maybe you should just do your own thing. I kind of felt that way with Game of Thrones back in the day. I kind of felt like they had too much of trying to stay true to the source material. And then, of course, when they ran out of source material, they tried to do their own thing, and neither really worked for me in a lot of ways. Um, I thought it was better, of course, with the source material, but there was also, characters, Lady Stoneheart, a lot of the stuff with the Starks, all of that was left out. Um, that really would have made that series a lot better if added. Um, just I can't even go through all the material that could have been added that would have made that story better. But you would have had 200 episodes a season to be able to really adapt it properly. Now, as far as a show like The Witcher season 2, a lot of fans had problems with it. As you can see, it's got a 64% audience rating. I personally enjoyed season 2 a lot better than I did season 1, simply because I didn't enjoy the, going in the past and going in the future and then all of it diverging together. I didn't enjoy that aspect of it. I would have preferred it if it would have stayed more in a linear progression, and that's kind of what season 2 did. And I thought it was much better in that way. But it did make some liberties when it come to the source material. My biggest problem of it was Eskel. I hated that they killed him off. I don't know. That was not the Eskel that I remembered reading about. That was not the Eskel I saw in the video games. That was a completely brand new Eskel. So did it ruin the series for me? No, it did not. It did for a lot of other people, though. It ruined, or at least this season of it. Um, I personally felt like it was a waste of a character that they tried to, I think his name was Cohen, replace Eskel with him, and it didn't, to me, work out so well. I would have enjoyed the scene more with Geralt and Eskel, seeing more of their relationship. Um, that would have made it a lot better. Now, as far as them, Raven, back at the castle, there wasn't supposed to have been that much Cameron. There wasn't supposed to be that many Witchers that was there, and that kind of was another knock I felt like on the series. But at the same time, I enjoyed it. I wish if they're going to add that many Witchers, they might should have explored them a little bit more. We got a little bit of Lambert, but I felt like we didn't get enough to really care about that character. And as far as, like I said, Cowboy Bebop is another good example of fans just outright dismissing it altogether simply because they felt like it didn't follow source material. And I feel like in Cowboy Bebop's way, I kind of feel like I understand it a little bit more, where the fans are coming from when it comes to that, because it definitely didn't fit with the anime series. It was completely, they took liberties with seemed like everything. Um, at the end of the day, I will always say it is, it was that actress that went on there that completely ruined that show, because a lot of people did not tune in when she got on there and tried to do a takedown of the fans. That never works. Never works. You're always going to lose out when your primary source of income comes from people watching your shows. So if people aren't watching, you're not getting paid. You're not getting a season two. So don't attack fans in that regard. Now, I feel like The Witcher season two, and I feel like The Witcher in general really get a pass in a lot of ways, simply because the guy that plays Geralt is actually a fan of the series, and or a fan of the books. I mean, and I feel like that goes a long ways when it comes to fan. He's been very respectful. He's shown a little bit of being upset because of certain changes when it comes to things. So I feel like this show should get a little bit of a pass when it comes to it. But it's like with me. I just feel this way completely and totally. I err on the side simply because you cannot put um, all of the source material, if it's in a book, in in a live action adaptation. I understand that. A lot of fans don't. They think that everything needs to be put in there, and if it's not, it's bastardization of the source material. I don't personally look at it that way. So I do side on the fact that certain things need to be changed, but it's almost kind of like what they were doing with Game of Thrones. Um, when it come to like the main plots, at least they might not get there in the same way as what they did in the books, but at least you could say, okay, at the end of the day, they still got the main points that they were supposed to, really perform. And I kind of feel that way when it comes to The Witcher. I kind of feel that way um, towards, something like Cowboy Bebop, even though I feel like Cowboy Bebop did take way too many liberties when it come to the characters. Um, and I feel like animes that are adapted in live action are just never going to work, simply because you can never get that experience. Animes are something completely and totally different when it comes to, you know, um, live action. There's no way you can get that same potential and that same um, excitement from a live action. Dragon Ball, Death Note, all of those have tried, and they've all failed miserably. So at the end of the day, let me know what y'all think down below. Do you feel like a series or a movie should adapt everything from the source material? Do you feel like it lessens the show, makes the show greater when the director of it takes personal liberties with the show? I personally err on, let's see something different. As long as you get some of the main points correct, I'm cool with it. Really cool with it. But again, that goes about how passionate I actually am about the source material. So, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. Y'all take care.